consider myself a relationship specialist. I'm a trained professional relationship coach, certified, all that jazz, have been for many, many years. And relationships are my passion. I've studied in depth a lot of personality assessments. I have a great depth of understanding with personal relationships and professional relationships. And at the same time, for many, many years, I have worn another hat, which is internet marketing, and I do copywriting and email marketing and website building, blogging, all those wonderful things under the realm of internet marketing. And so in July of 2007, I got an opportunity to participate in a Facebook application, a beta team, or alpha team in fact, and I really immersed myself into Facebook and the applications, and it was literally, I've never looked back since. For me, it was a feeling of like coming home because here finally was a place for many years where I could merge or marry my two skills and passions, which is relationships, the world of relationships, and the world of the internet and the technology and computers. And so over the last year, at the time of this recording, I have been showing other professionals how to use Facebook to brand themselves, to strategically grow their network and their business, and to actually reach out and get joint venture partners and things like that, much of which will be going into great detail in this interview.
Great. Well, for those that aren't quite as familiar with it as maybe we are, Mari, what would you say that you could define Facebook as, and what makes it different from the other social networking sites that are available online?
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. So first of all, Facebook themselves call their platform an online social networking utility, and yet that bears further explanation. It's a simple term, but if you don't know what social networking is or you don't know what utility is, so I like to boil it down even further, and I say that it's a website or a site on the internet where you can connect with people that you know already. They're already in your existing network, and they might be immediately long-lost school friends, clients, future clients, people on your mailing list, a very wide variety of different people that are some way, shape, or form connected to you already. That's one category. The other category is you can connect, and they could be anything from future clients to joint venture partners I mentioned, and as well as very high-level people like actors and singers and speakers and authors and celebrities, you name it. They're all on Facebook. Not all, but they're coming in droves. And so if you just think of Facebook as being a place to build and manage relationships, I think that's, in its simplest terms, what it does. Now, if we contrast Facebook to some of the other sites that have been around for perhaps a little longer, one of which is MySpace. Most people are familiar with MySpace. It does have more membership, but Facebook just recently surpassed them in terms of metrics of unique visitors, unique hits, things like that. And in addition, we have LinkedIn. So I like to put Facebook in the middle of those two because MySpace, for me, I've had a profile on there for many, many years and never really did anything with it. I know some people have had terrific success using MySpace for business purposes. It just never flew for me. I found the platform to be a little too busy. It's very noisy. It's chaotic. A lot of stuff going on. I never know where to click. There's all this stuff going on, and so I never got into it. On the other end of the spectrum, we have LinkedIn, which is specifically for professionals. It's a little stuffy, if I dare say. It's more static. It is not as conducive to getting into conversation, to reaching out and connecting with people almost instantly. There's just not as many tools. However, LinkedIn are certainly making quite a lot of improvement, certainly in the last year since Facebook's become so popular. Now, if we place in the middle of those two, for me, Facebook, the platform is just so much cleaner and simpler to use. It's easier on the eye. The design is very appealing and has a lot of white space. It has a different energy too. There's just this different vibe. It's very, very dynamic. It's like walking into a real mixer, if you will, a cocktail party, a business mixer, something like that, because people are having more conversations. Just the moment someone approves you as a friend, you can be in conversation with them by writing on their wall and things like that. The feeds are quite magical, the news feed and the mini feed, that actually seeing a stream of activities that you and your friends are up to. there's an element that's fun. I'm noticing with so many of, like back in the day, I'm going to say probably in the early 90s, maybe late 80s, when American Online, AOL, was pretty much the only choice for email and internet access, and it had that little audible alert, you've got mail, you've got mail. And now it's almost like people are going, you've got friends, and they're so excited. They can't wait to get on Facebook and check, how many more friend invites have they got. And then the thing that made it most successful, as far as I can tell, is about a year ago, to third-party application developers. And so all these developers out there producing these really, really creative and fun, and some of them are great for more business and productivity purposes. Most of them are not. That's the thing. There's tens of thousands of applications, and one of the things that you need to learn to do is train yourself to ignore what I call the visual noise. There is a little bit of noise there, but there's that wonderful ignore all button. So we can get into that in a little bit. So that's a long-winded answer, Ron, but hopefully that really explains it for people who are not that familiar with social networking or with Facebook or how it compares to MySpace or LinkedIn.